It's Tuesday, the 4th of December, and you're watching Primetime News live here on News Fest. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Nadir Majid. Let's start off with a look at the news making headlines tonight. Chief Justice goes before the Parliamentary Select Committee for the second time. Speaker says that his rulings should be accepted. Tremors reported from Wadinagala, Ampara once again. And in news overseas, rebels and government forces clash in Syria.
In your top story for tonight, Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranayake appeared before the Parliamentary Select Committee examining the impeachment motion against her this morning. The Chief Justice arrived in Parliament from the Hulsdorf Court Complex. Deputy Speaker Chandimabira Kodi said that even at about 5 p.m. this evening, the Chief Justice was making submissions to the PSC.
The Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to examine the impeachment motion against the Chief Justice convened for the second time today. The PSC comprises of 11 members, 7 from the government and 4 from the opposition. The police obstructed journalists who attempted to cover the Chief Justice's departure from the court complex to Parliament.
Supreme Court take a marshal to police at enemy. Marshal police
A group of lawyers who arrived there took steps to take the journalists inside the court complex. Before leaving for Parliament, the Chief Justice engaged in religious observances. Buddhist religious observances were performed by the chief incumbent of the Sri Nagavihara in Kotte, Venerable Maduluave Sobita Thera. We condemn the impeachment motion against the Chief Justice, which was brought as an act of political vengeance. May justice be done. May justice, the law and fairness reign supreme. The courts are the last resort of the people. It is a sacred place, a sacred ground. May the independence of the judiciary be affirmed. May all of us who are taking forward this struggle for the independence of the judiciary receive the strength to unite and put right this injustice that has led to political interference in the law. May the Chief Justice receive the strength to face and win all challenges before her fearlessly and courageously. Meanwhile, Catholic religious observances were also performed, invoking blessings on the Chief Justice. We can see that justice and fairness are being lost in this disintegrating society. As the Lord knows, people are being treated unjustly and unfairly. Bless this lady that she might continue to stand against injustice and unfairness. There's a large crowd gathered outside from various factions, therefore do not create conflicts. If we are beaten, we will not hit back. If we are abused, we will not strike back. Let them beat us, let them abuse us. But we must all make it our goal to proceed peacefully without creating clashes. Lawyers, politicians and trade union representatives were among those who gathered in the court premises. Meanwhile, another group staged a demonstration against the Chief Justice outside the court complex. Parliament is the legislature and Parliament is where the laws are passed even for the judiciary. If Parliament is to issue an order, then going against it is going against the will of the people. The people's will must be given priority. After the Chief Justice left the court complex, the protesters who demonstrated against her also dispersed. Meanwhile, a satyagraha was held at the court premises, invoking blessings on the Chief Justice. Do not go to deal with those who have come here to sabotage this peaceful satyagraha. These people have come here to sabotage this peaceful satyagraha. They have been purposely sent here.
කඩක්කප්පල් කරන්න තමයි ඒ අය මෙතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. ඒකින්ද ඒවලා තියෙන සංවිධානාත්මකව මෙතෙන්ට ඒවලා තියෙන්නේ.
මන්නාරමේ දිශා විනිසුරුතුමාට
A minister told the Mannar district judge the day before the verdict was to be handed down in a case to give a specific verdict or he would be assaulted. Various political pressures were exerted upon the Judicial Service Commission. The Supreme Court decreed that certain bills in Parliament were inconsistent with the Constitution. Now an impeachment motion has been brought against the Chief Justice. Even a person accused of killing 10 people is given 2 months to plead their case. The Chief Justice only gets a week. Time was asked for, but it was not given.
ලෝකෙ කොහෙද පැමිණිල්ල නඩු අහනවා. හැබැයි කකිලි රජුගේ නඩුවෙත් ඔහොම තිබුණේ නැහැ.
Sri Lanka has become the only country in the world where the accusers also sit in judgment. The accusing side has 7 members while the other side has 4, so the verdict is clear. There is no point in even hearing the case. Today we can clearly see that the executive is controlling the legislature and that the only institution that can rein in both and prevent ad hoc decisions from being taken, the only institution which can protect the people's rights, is the judiciary. We are at a point where all of us, devoid of class or caste, parties or ethnicities, professionals, intellectuals and all those who love this country must come together to reverse this process that seeks to break the backbone of the judiciary and install a dictatorship. The government has hired people for lunch packets and bottles of arak to rally here and show that they support the impeachment motion. I believe that one person of the 200 to 300 people here against the impeachment motion are more valuable than the entire 500 hired demonstrators shouting outside. The words of the people who spoke against this will come out as the truth one day.
Meanwhile, another group gathered at the Parliament roundabout, also known as the Polduo Junction. Minister Mervyn Selva and several other politicians were also present. This group should move to the part where this road turns to Parliament. Yes, the judiciary is supreme. No, the Parliament is above the judiciary and their strike yesterday was wrong. Go there, go along the side. Stop the approaching buses on that side. We have 20 buses coming. Don't allow the buses to come here. Stop them on that side. I am not afraid to say that some of these lawyers and judges are taking money from the diaspora and trying to finish what Prabhakaran started. They are trying to start it from Halsdorf. The Parliament is supreme. The order given by Parliament is correct. The Chief Justice says otherwise. If we are proven wrong, we will leave. If you come in a good way, leave in a good way. Don't leave in a bad way. The Chief Justice, who left the court premises, arrived in Parliament at 10:10 a.m. to appear before the Parliament Select
Well, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Chandima Veerakkodi, spoke to News First on the Parliamentary Select Committee session that took place today.
Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, was present before the Select Committee today, and special security arrangements were organized by the Parliament under the instructions of the Honourable Speaker, and also there was an arrangement to provide her with lunch also if necessary, and every arrangement was made in order to feel comfortable. The committee, according to information, met till about 5:30 in the evening. The next session, the committee will meet up tomorrow, and the Chief Justice will be summoned before the committee day after at 2:30 p.m. as informed.
In more local news, tremors have been felt once again in the area known as Wadinagala in Ampara. Locals in the area say that they felt the tremors last evening.
Locals from Wadinagala say that the tremors were felt at 6:45, 7 and 7:25 last evening. A spokesperson from the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau speaking to News First said that these tremors were not recorded at their monitoring centers. The Bureau, however, noted that 3 mobile observation units have been set up at 3 locations in Ampara to record any further tremors. Special equipment to record tremors was installed in the area this evening.
Earth tremors reported from Wadinagala, Ampara and surrounding areas. Inquiries commenced into the minor tremors reported from Ampara. Another earth tremor reported from Wadinagala, Ampara and recorded at the monitoring centre in Pallakale. Minor tremors reported from Wadinagala, Ampara this morning as well. The tremors were not recorded at monitoring centres. 3 mobile monitoring centres established in Ampara. What obstacles lie in the way of finding out why these tremors are occurring? When will a proper mechanism be introduced to identify these tremors in order to ensure there is no threat to human life? You're watching Primetime News on MTV Sports. Up next is a look at Action TV. On the 24th of last month, Action TV revealed that the Sri Lanka Mahaweli Authority had foregone its responsibility to release the first waters for the Maha cultivation season for these fields in the Mahaweli B zone, which should be cultivated by using water from the Madruoya reservoir. According to agreements reached with farmers during cultivation meetings, the authority was supposed to release water for the fields on the 10th of last month. Although the authority took steps the day after the Action TV expose to release water to these fields, Action TV pointed out that paddy fields in certain settlements had received insufficient water. Action TV revealed how against this backdrop, farmers in the Bandanagala settlement in Allevalva, Mahaweli division had taken steps to build anikats to collect excess water from populated areas which flow past their fields. Addressing a letter to Action TV, the manager of the Allevalva division states that only 5 of the people connected to building these anikats are farmers, while the rest are hired demonstrators. The manager of the Allevalva division, who would go so far as to affix labels on Mahaweli settlers, further claims that the intention of the Action TV expose is to inconvenience the Mahaweli authority. However, the views expressed by the subject minister last Monday proved that Action TV revelations regarding the authority failing in its responsibility to release water for farming even when the Madruoya had plenty of water are not false.
It is true that there is water in the reservoirs, but farmers must get used to using waters from heavy rainfall to get the primary work done.
Farmers from the settlements in the second sub-family zone of the Mahaweli C zone who have been inconvenienced by this stance adopted by the ministry staged a demonstration in the Girandru Kotte town today. Will the example of the manager of the Allevalva division be followed and the label of hired demonstrators be affixed to these farmers as well? Or will the truth behind these voices be identified and steps taken to rectify the issue? Director General of the Sri Lanka Mahaweli Authority, this one is over to you.
Best cut. Make your choice now.
මේ කච්චරිය හිතන්න එපා එක පිච්චුනා කියලා එක පුච්චුවා. ඇයි පිච්චුවේ? එතන තමයි අහිංසක ජනතාවගේ ඉඩම් තියෙන්නේ. ඉඩම් වල ඔප්පු ටික තියෙන්නේ.
විශ්වාස කරන්න. මුළු ලෝකෙම ගත්තා 34 අවුරුද්දකින් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් හදපුණා. ආණ්ඩු ගොනුනාවක් ඇතුළේ. උසස් අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශ ඇමතිවරයාගේ යෝජනාවක් ඇතුළේ. විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අලුතෙන් පටන් ගන්නත් එකම රට මේ රට වෙනවා.
Vote now for your favorite cut of the day. Log on to www.newsfirst.lk or SMS to BEST space your choice and send it to 7788. For the best cut of the day, watch News First on Sirius TV at 10 tonight.